What's good, everybody, man? What's good? Let me make sure my settings is right because sometimes I switch it out when I use my iPad. What is good, everybody? Man, I gotta finish this whole thing with Cooley up, my whole Cooley thing that I've been doing in the background. These videos I can do live because the other videos, Anton and Team Fatty would have undoubtedly took them down, so I couldn't use them. And let me set up my live so I can go live on TikTok. Give me 1 second. Oh, never mind. I can't even do it because I'm about to be smoking, so never mind. And they already gave me a strike for smoking, so I gotta relax. Um, let's talk about Cooley, man. Again, I've been on this dude head because really he a loser. I think that he is a coward. I think that he's weak. I think that men like him make black men look bad. I think black men like him that continuously talk bad about black women, but continuously stay in the face of white women. I think he's part of the reason why black women look at us and they talk about black women don't want to submit, they don't want to work with black men, they don't care about the things and the issues that we go through. It's mostly because you got niggas like him who again they talk bad about baby mamas, but he dates a baby mama. They make it seem like baby mamas are not ready for relationships and they make bad choices and they should have stayed with their baby daddies. But he understand why his baby mama, his white baby mama, left both of her baby daddies and didn't stay in those relationships. And it just tells me that we dealing with somebody who is a level A narcissist, right? And somebody who believes that he is always right. And even worse, he's swindling people into thinking, well, this is how men should think. Man is fair, red pill, blue pill. But you have a baby mama who has two kids by two different men and wonder why you're not respected. So let's go ahead and get directly into this, bro.
Hopefully, we can get some real ones in. Welcome to NoFugazee Podcast. State your name, where you from.
Also, the reason why I'm doing these videos, and it's going to drop as one big video, is to highlight that Cooley is no debater. Cooley is weak, right? I would debate Cooley on Anton show any day of the week, but he don't want that kind of smoke because he don't want us to point out, again, you're on Anton show, and even Anton said, your girl was no exception. You on Fatty show, and even Fatty said, your girl was no exception. You dealing with a white woman that you think is bad, but she really a BBL Becky that done got her ass and titties done. Ass and titties out on every video, bro. It's just, to be honest, it's low key pathetic. Considering that she has a boyfriend that talk about women shouldn't be dressed online naked or any kind of way. Let me tell you this, bro. Women can dress however the fuck they want to dress. My wife, whatever my wife want to wear, she can wear it. Period. I don't give a fuck. If my wife go outside in a see-through satin outfit, guess what? She's still my wife, nigga. But too many of y'all men, y'all care about what other men think and how the world sees you, bro. And it's to be honest, it's kind of pathetic, man. Let's go.
What's up, bro? Can you hear me?
What? I can hear you clear. State your name, where you from.
I'm Ty City. I'm out of Dallas. What's up?
What's going on? What you want to debate about?
Well, I gotta debate you because you got single fathers out here looking crazy. I myself am a single father, and the way you laid out your premise for making an excuse to be a
That's another lie. Cooley's daughter doesn't live with him. Cooley is not a single father. Cooley already had his daughter with a white woman, and then he got with another white woman, right? And then he made her a baby mama too. Then Cooley made her a baby mama too. So, Ty City, you're an actual single father like I am. Well, I'm married now, right? But my daughter has always lived with me in my care. Ty City, your child lived with you in your care. No Fugazi, his daughter don't even stay with him. She stay with the white bitch. Then he get him another white woman. So my whole thing with No Fugazi is, why are you continuously talking about what black women do, what black women got going on? Why can't you talk about what these white women do? Oh, I get it, because you don't want to upset your baby mama and her friends. That when I talked to Cooley, the only thing I told him was, "Hey, bro, you should preach about your life. People want to hear people who are in different type of relationships. Everybody don't have a traditional relationship where they meet somebody, they get married, they have a baby. A lot of times you might be with a baby mama. A lot of times you might find yourself dating somebody who have more kids than you. That's just what it is, bro. That's just what it is. And there's no shame to that. But for people like him, he feel like he being shamed every single day. But let's continue with this debate, bro. I gotta go to work in a few hours.
Stepdad, because you was a single father, is just not it, bro.
No one made an excuse. No one laid out anything. It's my life and my life decisions. I didn't tell anyone, right? Listen, clear. I never told anyone to follow my own personal life decisions, right? So as a man that has kids and you have full custody of your kid, choose to do whatever you want to do. If that best suits you, go ahead. Date a single mom. If it doesn't best suit you, don't date them. I've always said repeatedly on my podcast too, even if you have full custody of a kid, still do your due diligence and try not to date a woman with kids.
So I always dive into the nuances. Yeah. I don't dive into the nuances like once exposures and stuff happens.
Okay,
so
let's dive into it, man.
Okay, so the exceptions to the rules, right?
Okay, yeah. So here's what I want you to do. State your actual point of contention. Okay, and we're gonna get into it. Go ahead.
Okay, my point of contention is for the exceptions, right? Even if you find an exception.
Hey, there you go, Cooley. I try to tell you, nobody was gonna let you slide by saying your baby mama is trash and you can't date a baby mama because she don't know how to make good choices. But then we found out this nigga is dating a baby mama. And let me guess, she know how to make good choices. She didn't have to stay with the man she had a baby with. That's only other niggas' baby mamas. Come on, bro. The inconsistencies is why you fell off, bro. That's why you going broke now.
Exceptional single mother. The children still have to go to the father. That's my premise. Because I really do believe in a patriarchal setup. I don't believe in these are her kids.
Explain. I'm not sure what you explain. You said even if you find a woman with kids, the kids still have to go to the father. What do you mean by that?
Still got to go to the father. If you.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? That's how you know you're not a real man. That's how you know you're not raising your daughter. You took one photo with your daughter with your family, with your baby mama family, with some other white man's family. That's what you did. You're not really raising your daughter. Your daughter not really in your life. You're not really taking care of her 24/7. No. Your children stay with their mom, bro. You're not a single dad, bro. You're not like us, bro. Stop it. And you're dating a white baby mama who got 2 kids by 2 different men. White kids, child.
You want to make an exception to the rule? She got to she got to give her children to the father.
Okay,
because
she gotta
those
give
are that
the
man's
children.
He's saying your baby mama, the white girlfriend you're dating now, is not the exception at all, right? She's actually a feminist hyena. She took the kids away from their actual white fathers so they can be around a black man wearing a haircut and braids who did not graduate from college with no education at all. That's not what women's supposed to do. Why are you allowing your children to be around this man who has no job, no experience, has fallen off when it comes to the podcast game? He can't even fucking keep a channel going. He's pathetic.
To the father. Okay, so you're saying that this is something how it should be. So if you're going to date a single mother, then how it should be, the only way you should date her is if the woman gives her kids to the father.
Yes.
Okay, now my question for you is, what if the father don't want the kids?
Oh, now that matters. Because when black women or when women period say the father don't want the kids, you automatically no, that's not true. That's not true. All fathers want their kids, or more than likely, the woman just ran the man away. More than likely, she just ran the man away because she was being an overbearing woman. She didn't cook, she didn't clean, she was doing, you know, ungodly things. But now you're gonna make an excuse about why your white baby mama, who was a BBL Becky, had two different little boys by two different men, and neither one of them, you trying to tell me neither one of these men wanted their kids? Wow. And you still chose her? Wow.
My question for you is, what if the father don't want the kids?
And again, that still doesn't make it your responsibility.
No one said that. That's not the question. What if the father doesn't want the kids? What if she's a good woman? So let's.
If fathers don't want their kids, then you still put them on child support, right? They still have to be in their kids' life, whether they want to or not. As men, we do a number of things that we don't want to. I don't want to go to work in the next few hours, but guess what? I can't sit on the stream all goddamn day. You got to get up and make some money. You got to get up and do stuff. I got a house on the market right now that I'm selling. House not going to sell itself. Had to go talk to my real estate agent out in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Had to actually go and get some stuff done, right? When he told me, oh yeah, Darrel, I need you to come back to Michigan, even though I'm all the way in Chicago, I got to drive those 5 or 4 hours, right? Because I'm about an hour north of Chicago. But the whole point is, bro, as men, we all do shit that we don't necessarily want to do as people. You think women are waking up every single day wanting to go to work? You think women are waking up every single day wanting to be pregnant? No, bro. My wife is 8 months pregnant right now. If she could have had the baby without her body being fucked up, she would have. We all do stuff that we don't necessarily want to do. You think the average American wants to work 40 to 60 hours a week? You think the average American wants to deal with tariffs? Me and my kids were supposed to go order Nintendo Switches, the new ones, Nintendo Switch 2. Couldn't even get it because of the Trump tariffs. I don't got nothing against Trump. I'm just saying he's not making all the best choices, right? My whole point is we still got to deal with it no matter if we like it or not, whether we want it or not. And if you have kids, it's not the white man get to just leave the kid just because he don't want it. It don't work that way, especially when white women have kids. He's going to be forced on child support or something. And let me guess, again, Cooley, your girl's the exception because both of her baby daddies didn't want the kid. That means your baby mama is stupid. That means she chose bum ass men who don't even want their responsibilities, but she opened her legs up for him. What does that say about the woman that you're with, Cooley? But you run around talking about everybody else woman, but your white woman had kids with a nigga who, according to you, and this clip with fucking Ty City, they don't want the kids. They don't want the kids. You trying to tell me both of those men don't want their kids? I'm keeping 100 with y'all. I am a father of 5. And if you put me and my wife kids together, we have 9 kids altogether. Okay? There's never been a time where I never met any father who said, I don't want my children. Not one. I might meet one that says, I don't want to deal with the baby mama. I don't want to deal with financially providing. You meet them type of men. But never once do you meet a man that says, I never want my kid. As a matter of fact, the first time I've seen this recently is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards came out and said he don't want no custody, no rights, no nothing. He is the first man I've ever seen that ever said they don't want their kids. And truthfully, as good as a basketball player as he is, it made me lose respect for him as a man. It made me think that he'll never really win a championship because he don't even have the fucking heart to raise his own child, despite being paid millions of dollars. Absolutely fucking pathetic. Let's continue.
And again, that still doesn't make it your responsibility.
No one said that. That's not the question. What if the father doesn't want the kids? What if she's a
Okay,
good woman?
that's what I'm
So
saying.
let's so
Oh, now because she's your baby mama, she's automatically a good woman, and she was a good woman, and the man didn't want the kids, and you had to come in and save her. And this is the niggas that y'all be listening to on these manosphere talking points bullshit, right? I heard Anton say he can get any woman he want. Suspect. First of all, pause. Secondly, if he can get any woman he want, why get with a woman who's a multiple time baby mama? When I was dating before I got married, I was literally fucking whoever I wanted. I had a roster of bitches. There was one of the girls I was fucking. She was going to Clark Atlanta University. She had no kids. If I so wanted to keep her, I could have. But my wife was more suitable for marriage. That's just the facts. The last woman I was dating for my wife was a millionaire. Had a big ass $3 million house all the way in New York City. I'm just saying, bro, it's like for men who really be out here and we really get women, when we see men like this and how often they lie on themselves, on their dick, on their woman, it just made me think you was a loser your whole life, bro. Because if you wasn't a loser, you would know that other men was never going to take these explanations and just run with it. Oh yeah, everybody else baby mama trash, but mine, she's a good woman. And she's only a baby mama because those men didn't want the kids. So she was doing something good. But when women come on your show, or when women are in your presence and they say that exact same reasoning, oh no, you're a hoe more than likely. You're a dumb broad. And that's why you lost all the respect, not just of the women, but the men. Nobody respects you no more. Nobody fucks with you no more. That's why you reviewing Team Fatty content now, out of all people. The person that Jay Prince for president put on. That's how far you have fallen. That you are reviewing videos of a man that said he would sleep with an underage child. You are reviewing the videos of, again, Team Fatty, who posted Jay Prince's daughters naked on Sharon Bracey channel. That's who you reviewing. Right? Now, Jay Prince, he too weak to go at y'all. But I got this. Right? Shout out to Anton. You should let him know. It's a nice spanking coming on. Nice little spanking coming up, right, Anton? Tell him how did you. Tell him what's to come. Y'all best hopes is going to YouTube and doing some flagging bullshit, right? But that as always, that never stops anything. The only thing we're gonna do is keep putting out content on different platforms. And we're gonna make sure that y'all audience see it. That's all it is, bro. Let's go.
we can put all of these little things in it, right? This is why these conversations is silly, because it's like subjective conversations. It's subjective, man. It's whatever you want to do. It's whatever you want. So let's just say, let's put more into it. She's a good woman, best woman you've ever met, meaning that the only thing that's baggage is that she got kids, right? But every other thing is, it's like, dag, on every metrics, beauty, being submissive, following your lead, not being a whore, all of these.
How is she not being a whore, but she got 2 kids by 2 men that don't want the kids? What are you talking about, blood? This is why niggas don't respect you. You ain't got no consistency, cuz. You ain't got no consistency. You just be talking the talk. Let's keep it 100. Any other woman that come on your platform and say she got 2 kids by 2 men, you gonna call her a hoe automatically. You gonna ask her why she opened her legs up to a man that didn't really want. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you remind me of niggas who like talk shit in high school. It's no logic, no education, no collegiate level thinking. It's all ad hominems, which is crazy. Because, bro, we in our 30s. You in your 30s, I'm in my 30s. I'll be 35 this year. We got to be able to communicate without ad hominems, bro. That shit that, like, my wife's son would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit that kids do, bro. And how can we take that seriously? When you're saying, well, I don't tell people to do what I do, but you do. You do the same thing that Anton do, except Anton's in a far better position to actually speak that type of propaganda. You're not married. You are baby daddy. Your wife is a baby mama. I mean, your baby mama is a baby mama. She got 2 kids by 2 white men that don't want the kids according to you. You claim that she this perfect woman, the best, most beautiful woman you ever met. She followed the lead. She do this, she do that. Well, why she didn't do that for the other 2 niggas she opened her legs for? Why didn't she follow their lead? Why wasn't she submissive then? Let me guess. That's also subjective, like you trying to tell Ty City. That's all subjective. It's all subjective. She submit when she want to. She be submissive when she want to. She work out when she want to. Come on, bro. Your girl was a hoe. It is what it is. And there's nothing to be ashamed of because we all have hoe phases, but at the end of the day, you feel some type of way. That's why you got to get on here and try to gaslight us. If a nigga asks me about my wife and say, yeah, bro, did she used to have sex with other men? Nigga, she got 4 kids by 1 man. Of course she did. Of course. But again, what the fuck do I care about what a woman was doing before me? But see, that's how I know you're not a real player. You grew up around weak men. But let me keep going with the reaction, bro. Let's go.
These things, being compliant, adding value outside of sex. She's doing everything. She's the full package, but she got kids. But guess what? The father don't want them kids. Keep looking.
That means that when you tell other baby mamas that they make bad choices, you got to turn around and look at yours first. You was with a baby mama that made bad choices, right? I can, one thing I can't say about my wife is that she chose a man that don't want his kids. That nigga might he pay child support. I've seen him buy shit for his kids. I might not like the nigga or like how he move, right? But I ain't no hoe ass nigga that'll sit around and lie either and make it seem like a nigga don't want his kids or a nigga not doing for his kids when I'm seeing the nigga do stuff for his kids and he states away. What's your motherfucking excuse? Cuz y'all in the same state with the baby daddy and y'all can't get shit cracking. On top of that, how you with a woman and you providing for her kids knowing that they daddy chose to not be around? You supposed to go put your foot down on that nigga. Hey, cuz, you not about to have these kids growing up with trauma. You gonna be in these motherfucking kids' life one way or another. On God. But see, you a hoe, so you can't press niggas because you scary. You look like, to be honest, nigga, you feel me? You look sweet. Keep it 100 with you. You feel me? On the yard, you'll be one of the ones. I can't even go into that. But Anton did an interview with what's cuz name? Felice Johnson. Go tap in. If you know, you know.
That's none of your business.
None of your business. Keep looking. That's what you're saying.
Right. So
okay, fair enough. I have no disagreement with what you're saying.
I've been in situations already, and I make the same proposal every time. And what happens is she's going to make an excuse. She's still bitter towards her baby father, and that's going to give you her character. The second thing is, if she's unable to give that man his children, you can end up in the same situation.
Okay.
Exactly. See, Ty City smart. Ty City been doing this for a long time. Ty City know how to debate. But David, you don't know how to debate. You're pathetic. You see, when I hear that your baby mama, like Ty City said, you trying to make it seem like those men didn't want them, so she had to keep them. No, more than likely, she took the kids away, like a lot of women do. She took the kids away. Right? And you're making excuses for that hyena behavior. Right? And the main reason why she was able to do it was because she's a baby mama, not a wife, right? You see, when you get married, whatever, I don't give a fuck what comes out of my wife. Legally, that belongs to me. Do you understand me? Niggas is goofy. You know, I'm married. I love my wife, but even more importantly, when we went to the hospital, we found out she was pregnant. They did our blood work, et cetera, et cetera. Everything came back cool, and it was like, yeah, you guys are like almost 2 months pregnant. Like, so I mean, we had to, you know what I'm saying, get shit shaking. I'm not about to have my son like I had my other children born out of wedlock. Niggas don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again. But you making the same mistake. You married, you not even married her, bro. You didn't even marry her, bro. That means you're not gonna have no rights. That means if she get tired of you, she gonna leave you and get with another nigga, take your kid. He gonna be talking just like you. Oh, I had to take Cooley kid. He didn't really want the baby anyway. It shows a pattern about her choices, bro. It shows her character, bro. She probably still bitter to those men. Why Ty City? Because those men probably made her a nut rack and they moved on. And then she wiped her face after she was done. And then Cooley said, I love you. Right afterwards, child.
And that's going to give you her character. The second thing is, if she's unable to give that man his children, you could end up in the same situation.
Okay, so this isn't a debate. This is just a conversation about single moms. So
this is a conversation about why men should make better choices when they choose about like when they choose a partner and how they're going to move about their children and their bloodline. But because you have a dense mind, you don't understand that. I get that, bro. I talked to a lot of C students over my time on these apps. And just like you, they believe that because they have a certain amount of subscribers, despite being here for 20 fucking years, right? They think that they make them smarter. Not understanding that the reason why they're in the situation that they're in, which is pretty much most of them are 50-year-old old men, right? That's the path you heading down. 50-year-old man Loserville, right? 10 years from now, you're still going to be talking about the same red pill, blue pill shit, bro. It's going to be, Kevin Samuels is going to be dead for 20 years. Y'all still going to be literally biting his style, bro. And truth be told, I didn't think that I would really miss Kevin, but I do. I miss Kevin being authentic. And some of the stuff that he was saying, about 80% of the stuff he said, he was very authentic in everything that he was saying. This new audience of Manosphere, y'all not authentic at all. And that's particularly why I think that the space itself is failing. Let's go.
It's a subjective.
No.
Let me just speak real quick so you understand. This conversation currently right now, I don't know you. Some of the other people that I let in, we chopping it up, I know these guys. Like, meaning that they came in before, I chopped it up with them. I even debated them before, but then we became cool because we agreed on a multitude of things and stuff like that. Right? I don't know you at all, right? With that being said, this conversation is subjective, right? It's not objective, meaning that it is subjective, bro. It's subjective. What may not work for you could work for someone else. What you don't accept, another man in his certain circumstances and his experiences that he has with a single mom, it just may be what's best for him, right? So this is all subjective. This is why when I speak, right, we speak objective in general. We give the general senses, and then there's always exceptions to the rule. You're shaking your head. What don't you understand?
I don't understand it either, my nigga. You're trying to make an argument about the argument itself being subjective versus objective. And this is why y'all would never be Kevin Samuels, bro. You don't stand on shit. You lack conviction. And the worst part about all of this is the conversation that you have on a general is subjective. Every case by case, when you're dealing with a man, a woman, and a child, and if the relationship failed, like your baby mama and both of her baby daddies, right? I'm willing to bet that those men left for different reasons, which would mean while having a conversation about why baby mamas left, specifically if we use your baby mama, the conversation would be subjective. But you speak to other women when they're speaking about their experiences as a single baby mama. You speak to them objectively. Like they should have objectively stayed with their baby daddy. They should have objectively did whatever he needed in order to make him comfortable. You don't leave room for subjectivity. But while we're having conversations, you want us to believe that your baby mama is unlike every other one that we see, and for some reason, she deserves our mercy, and we should be open-hearted and open ears when we listen to her talk about why she had two failed relationships with two different men. And we should tell her, you know what? You're the exception. ... Because we never can figure that out. Your baby mama will never be the exception. That's just the facts, big dog. She's just like the rest of these hoes.
Okay, so you're making those are another man's children. There's no way
Bro,
around
we
that.
know it's everything.
You're emotional. That's one of the main reasons why you can never win with anybody from Fight Club. Whether it's me, Ty City, Fatty, Angryman, Anton. I dare say you couldn't even handle world class. Child. Because again, you lack conviction. You don't even understand the art of conversation. That when one man speaks, another man listens, right? You can't listen while you're speaking, right? Your mother should have told you, right? Because I know you wasn't raised by your father. So I'm pretty sure your mother should have told you that you have two ears and one mouth for a reason, right? So you can listen. There's no way for you to fully understand the argument that the other debater is putting out there if you're interrupting. How can you fully digest something if the debater is being interrupted? How can the other debater fully deliver their point if you're continuously interrupting? See, in a real debate, they would take points away from, for shit like this. Your emotion would cost you. But in this world of podcasting, it don't. And that's why you niggas don't care. And that's why ultimately you lost with Ace Metaphor. You lost with Donnie Wiggins. You're no longer associated with that platform because they can't afford to have goofy niggas around them. And that's what you are. Undoubtedly. The goofiest manosphere nigga that I might have ever seen, bro. Outside of Donovan Sharp, y'all boys head to head. And that's crazy. You should be ashamed of yourself. You make black men look weak. You give reasoning and logic to women like Cynthia G. You do. That's a fact.
There's so many things. Listen, bro, there's a study that came out that even said this, which I even argue and I tell men, listen, bro, if a chick had kids with another man, bro, that DNA is encoded. Those children DNA, which is of the other man, is encoded in that woman for possibly up to 5 to 8 years.
What scientific data do you have to back this statement up? That the scientific DNA of a man is encoded into that woman for 5 to 8 years. What scientific data from a scientific institution, specifically I would prefer by a doctor, right? Where can I find this information? Or are you just simply making shit up? And that's the problem with you niggas. Y'all stay making shit up. That's ridiculous.
I even tell guys on that. So it's
Okay,
like, it's not a good deal. Guess what? My chick don't even fit that rule. She's the exception. We had a kid, not a good deal. Guess what? My chick don't even fit that rule. She's the exception.
Oh, so everybody else, baby mama, they get 5 to 8 years of the man in that bullshit science you just said. But your baby mama is the exception. Where's the OG at when you need him?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
What a fucking moron. What a fucking moron. I mean, this guy just won't fucking stop.
We had a kid.
She's not
12 years after her other kid.
She's not,
not even included in the tonight. So listen. So this is what I'm saying, man. All of these things that.
Yeah, Ty City. The men are laughing at you, bro. And we had to laugh at you because you're a joke. You feel me? You're a major joke. Who we got in the chat? Oh, somebody on Twitch. Hey, Twitch. Let's go.
You are speaking about, it isn't really a debate. I would say, listen, bro, this is what I'll tell you, Ty City. I'll say, listen, I would agree if that's how you want to live your life. And if you have a son and you want to tell your son only date a single mom for this certain circumstance, go ahead, be my guest. But actually get to a point that you want to debate. Go ahead.
right. So you're using I had kids, she had kids as a reason to be a stepdad. And that's just like, because you can say it's subjective, but at the same time, you can't be pro men's, patriarchal, and then you have another man's children in your house.
Exactly, my nigga. I'm pro man, but I don't care about this man raising his child. My God, what is these niggas be talking about?
That's true.
It doesn't work like that. Some of you, because look, some of you guys, the red pill.
Okay, so you can say that a man can't have. You made a point. I'm going to address the point that you made. We can do it point by point. No, I got your point. You just, well, you don't understand how to debate. You made a point. You said that, well, at the end of the day, those are still another man's kids. You're still taking care. You're still a stepdaddy to another man's kids. If any man dates a single mom, you are still this. How can you say that you're not really patriarchal then if you are doing this? It's incompatible. How can you be for patriarchy, but you're taking care of another man's kids? Is that your point that you're making? Yes or no?
Right.
Listen. I know that's right. So then let me finish let me give a rebuttal. You got it. This is how things work. Listen, bro, I do this. You're new. I do it every Wednesday. I active listen. You get it? So my point to that would be, well, if you think that is not patriarchal, the other side would be a man that has no kids, that isn't leaving his DNA to it isn't leaving the blueprint of his DNA out. Okay, versus a man that's single that doesn't have any kids. I would say that man, even if he has a single mom, even if he is with a chick that has kids, he's still more manly than a nigga that don't got any kids because he can still leave a legacy behind.
What a fucking idiot. You think that what makes you a man and leaving a legacy behind means, like, if I have kids, I have a legacy. I think that black men, undereducated black men, confuse legacy with lineage. when you have a child, all you leave behind is lineage, last name, assets that belong to the family. Lineage. Your children have nothing to do with your legacy. Let me give you an example. DMX, Earl Simmons, arguably one of the best rappers of New York all time, right? His children are not his legacy. His music is the work he put in, right? I can go to Michael Jordan, the famous Chicago Bull basketball player, arguably the best player of all time. Marcus Jordan is not his legacy, right? Winning 6 titles, 3-peating, being an Olympic champion. That is his legacy. Nobody talks about Michael Jordan kids when we talk about his legacy. Now, if you want to talk about his lineage, then we have to talk about his children. We confuse lineage with legacy all the time in the Black community, especially degenerate bandits. Having children doesn't make you anything more than a father. It doesn't do anything except extend your lineage for another lifetime if your child lives a whole life. What it doesn't guarantee is that people remember you for anything else. And if they don't remember you for anything else, that means you have no legacy. And guess what? A lot of people die with no legacy. That's just the facts. But nevertheless,
I would also push the needle and say this. Look, I would also push the needle and say this. The man that is taking care of other, I would also say this, bro. Let me finish my point, right? I'm just arguing your points because it isn't really like a debate. You're just making claims, which is like, okay, fair enough. It's like, I have no quarrel with the claim that you're making. But to give an argument back to it, I would say that, well, a man that, that is taking care, Joseph from the Bible, that kid wasn't his. Is Joseph a simp? Answer that question. Was Joseph a simp? Yes or no?
I don't even do the Bible.
It was. Do you? But you know Mary and Joseph.
Joseph was a simp.
Joseph was the heir of. He from the legacy. He was the heir of King David, Moses. All those heirs came down, and then God took his seed, put it in a Mary. Listen, bro, you just talking. Just listen. Let me finish the point, bro. Ty City. Let me finish the point. You said that Joseph was a simp. I make jokes about that too, but listen, right? Listen. Just listen. Let me finish the point.
No, it's a simp. Like you, if you want,
no, bro. How is Joseph a simp? You just making nonsense, man. You're not making good points. It is you're trash, bro. Trash debater. You out of here, man. You out of here, bro. This guy. No subjective points.
Oh man, that's the type of shit Cooley do when he can't really debate you. He just drop you off the panel. That's what he did with Fatty until he realized Fatty had a link to Anton. And that's all he over there for. Everybody use each other in these spaces. That's just the facts. It's no real authentic working with each other. It's who can use each other and who can get the most out of the situation. And that's just what it is, bro. You feel me? If y'all hear me talking low, it's because it's 5 a.m. My wife is sleeping. The kids sleep. I'm getting this done before I get a little workout in. Anyway, let me see if I want to do the Angryman. I might say that for a different video. I do want to talk about this whole situation with Drizzy, Drake. They say Drake ended up winning this big situation with him and Kendrick. You know, nigga Drake sued UMG saying that they allowed Kendrick to put out basically a single calling him a PDF file, and obviously that cost him a lot of money. So allegedly they're going for a $250 million settlement. And then Drake got to re-sign his deal. He'd get like another $450 million off that. So, I mean, Not Like Us is about to help Drake get into the billionaire status. And that's just how you do it, bro. That's just good business. And that was part of the reason why I never liked the song, the Not Like Us song. I might listen to it from time to time, but I never really genuinely could connect with it because I never liked when a nigga, without any paperwork, put that kind of, you know what I'm saying, that kind of smut on somebody's name. That's some real dark shit. You feel me? Like, to say that somebody touching kids, bro, you ain't got no proof of this. You ain't got nothing. You can't give me nothing. Bro, you really must you must hate this nigga, bro, because that's some evil shit. You feel me? Like, I don't know what'll make a nigga like Kendrick. He got millions of dollars. People love him on the West Coast. Shit, people love that nigga on the East Coast. I don't know what would possess him to hop in the booth and do some goofy shit. You feel me? And then for the people that's like, well, Drake, he's salty. That's why he's suing. Bro, if a nigga call me a PDF, I don't give a fuck what he talking about. If he don't show me no paperwork on that, bro, I'm suing that nigga straight up. And that's why they trying to settle for $250 million. Imagine if he don't take the settlement and took this shit further to court. Bro, he probably can get them niggas for $500 million, no cap. Then people acting like $250 million is nothing. It's always broke people that act like money is not money. Bro, we're talking about $250 million. That'll help anybody net worth out, bro. Anybody. Your favorite actor not even worth $250 million, bro. I'm just saying, this nigga Drake already rich. But let me get to this whole ABC story, and then I'm out of here. I might go to the article from Media Takeout, but I'll see about that.
Himself in the case, Drake's legal team is celebrating a preliminary win. A federal judge has ruled the entertainer's attorneys can have access to Kendrick Lamar's contract and other sensitive information. The ruling's part of Drake's defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group. Though Lamar is not a defendant himself in the case, it centers around the distribution and promotion of the song Not Like Us, which features some scathing lyrics about Drake. I want to bring in ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer to unpack this latest part of their feud. So, Brian, why do Drake's lawyers want this information about Kendrick's contract and also about salaries and bonuses for senior executives?
So, Diane, for Drake, at the heart of this lawsuit is the argument that UMG, the parent company for both record labels that have Drake and Kendrick Lamar as artists, that they inflated the market, that they kind of worked behind the scenes to drive up the interest of Not Like Us to the detriment of Drake. And so what they're hoping for is that all the internal messages, any discussions, payments, bonuses, any kind of discussion as to whether or not lyrics should be censored at the Super Bowl might lend itself to their arguments. And so they're hoping to get that evidence as well as sit people down for depositions to answer questions.
Now, Drake is accusing...
Hey, that's going to be crazy because I think that, for one, Kendrick should never have been at the Super Bowl. That shit was trash. Bro, everybody making... That nigga wore bell bottoms to the Super Bowl, cuz. It's over. That shit was weak. It was in New Orleans, so the clear choice should have been Lil Wayne. Just straight up, bro. It should have been a Cash Money Super Bowl. Lil Wayne, baby, Nicki Minaj, Tyga, Drake. But that shit would have been so fucking turned, bro. Oh my God. Major missed opportunity by the NFL. That's why I don't fuck with them. They always drop the ball, bro. They always drop the ball, but no pun intended. But this nigga Drake about to get $250 million because Kendrick dumbass want to put out a song. Listen, bro, this is all business. What y'all think this is about the love of hip hop? There is no love of hip hop, bro. This is all about money. Artists make records to make money. Distribution companies like UMG, they distribute those records to make money. Apple Music and fucking Spotify and Tidal, they all put it out to us so they can make money. It's all one big fucking circle, bro. But when you mess with somebody else's money, right, that's where you get into situations like this. That's like me calling fucking Hunter Biden a PDF file and a diss song. Yeah, I don't like that nigga Joe Biden and he trash. That nigga Hunter Biden, he like little girl's ass. Bro, he'd be on my head, bro. I get sued, the song will get pulled down. It'd be crazy, bro. And we've seen this for artists like Eminem. So the song was hot. Everybody was playing it. It was getting a lot of play on Spotify, a lot of play on Apple Music. Probably a lot of play on Google Play Music too, right? Samsung Music, all that shit. So UMG was not taking that shit down. It was #1 song of the summer. We're keeping it 100 as far as everybody was listening to that shit, bro. Despite that shit being trash, everybody was saying A minor, all that shit, bro. So I know that nigga Drake was hurting. I know it was certain people who cut ties with niggas because you got to remember a lot of these people, they heart not strong. They got weak ass hearts, bro. When some shit pop off, they're not really gonna be around. You're gonna be fighting that shit by yourself. That's where you gotta have strong family. You feel me? But shout out to that nigga Drizzy. And what's up, Dub? I see you in the building. What's up, bro?
UMG of spreading false and malicious narrative about him. Right now, as I said, he's not suing Kendrick Lamar directly, but could he end up being brought into this lawsuit?
So it depends on what your definition of be brought into this lawsuit is. Could Kendrick be brought into the lawsuit as a witness, someone who testifies about a conversation that occurred based on what they found in the evidence or the discovery process that they're going through now? Yes. But do I think we're going to see Kendrick Lamar as a named defendant in this case? I think that ship has already sailed. I think Drake is focused on UMG, and what he says is a reckless use of these lyrics and the promotion of this song to the detriment of one of their own, namely Drake, as being with one of the record labels that UMG owns.
Given Drake is also with UMG, how are his lawyers explaining why they would try to sabotage him in this way? And where do you see this case going?
So part of the argument is that prior to Kendrick Lamar's breakout music that has, and these diss tracks back and forth between Kendrick and Drake was at the top of his game. He was leading the forefront when it came to streaming and the revenue that came in. And I think the argument that he has is that if they could lessen his brand when he went back to renegotiate a contract and he was looking at his streaming numbers and looking at his popularity, a damaged brand would have less in terms of negotiating a better contract than if they did not try to, as he's arguing, maliciously stain his reputation. And so that's what he's trying to argue. What happens next is the discovery process is going to continue. Information will be passed by both sides, meaning that Drake will also potentially have to sit down and be questioned by UMG. And we know that on June 30th, the judge is having a hearing for UMG's motion to dismiss to argue whether or not this case should continue, if at all.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, thank you.
I've always had a passion.
So that was a really, really, really good breakdown of what's going on. June 30th, they're going to see if the trial should really take place or if they're going to dismiss the case. I think they're going to take that shit to trial. And that's why UMG trying to settle for that 250 M's right now. Let me put that up real quick. Because I thought that shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they saying bro might get 200. All right, so look, Media Takeout reported on this 5 or 6 days ago, bro, when that report came out, the same day. All right, so shout out to Media Takeout, right? It says Universal Music reportedly offering Drake $250 million to settle the lawsuit. All right, let Let me go ahead and read this for you guys. I don't know if I can show these different ads, so I'm gonna skip that part right there, right? Because this should be wicked. Yeah, let me take this shit off the screen, bro. They be doing too much, bro. I'm gonna just read this shit. All right, so Drake's $1 billion lawsuit against UMG might settle, but there's a major catch. If you thought the rapper beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar was all about bars and Billboard charts, this shit goes way deeper than diss tracks. Okay. Rapper, songwriter, and icon Drake attends a game between the Houston Rockets and the Cleveland Cavaliers back in March 16th, 2024. That's where all the beef really started, where I guess, Kendrick was there too, and, they had some words. At the end of it, we know what happened. The songs came out, etc., etc. According to a insider report by Media Takeout, Drake ended up, having this massive lawsuit against UMG, and because on June the 30th it's going to trial, more than likely, UMG is allegedly trying to settle, and they want Drake to also sign to UMG if he takes the $250 million. The bombshell defamation lawsuit against GMG, claiming that the giant used bots and payola to artificially boost Kendrick Lamar's summer hit Not Like Us. The song is now being called the greatest track in the world, right? The biggest song in the world, especially the biggest song of the summertime. Drake's legal team is arguing that Universal, which backs Kendrick, also manipulated the numbers to hurt his reputation and distort the competition. That way, as just reported, he wouldn't be able to negotiate for a higher contract with UMG. But here's the twist. According to a very well-connected source close to Drake, UMG, Universal Music Group, does not want to fight this in public. They don't want this to go to trial. So the insider claims that the label is pushing to settle for $250 million, and they want Drake to dismiss it by June 30th, as just reported by ABC News, because that's when it could go to trial. And if it go to trial, it'll be in the public. It'll be public record after it's done. So I think this is something that UMG is very smart, right? They're playing it very, 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 very smart. I wouldn't want to have this go into trial publicly neither. That'd be a disgrace. Absolutely not. All right, man. With that being said, I was just recording this quick video, guys, because I usually do pre-recordings this early. But I'm about to lay back down with my wife before we gotta get up. So I will holler at y'all later, guys. All right. Bye.